Falsely thoughts, race, life's a twisted place. No time to erase.
All right, every day. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm all right. All right, so you over 18 for TikTok purposes?
I am, yes.
All right, you disagree with anything I have on the board?
Um, you talk about universal health care, and then you assume you're a leftist, so you would be pro-choice then, right?
Correct.
Right. I just kind of wanted to give you a different perspective on that. Do you think it's morally right for a pregnant mother to drink and smoke? Yes or no?
Morally right? No, not in my opinion.
Why so?
Because she's gonna damage the like
The what?
when you say when you say smoking drink, like at what period would you say, like
Any
at any period,
stage. Any
at
stage
any
of
stage?
pregnancy.
After 24 weeks, I would say no. Before that, you can do whatever the hell you want. But if you're gonna do that, you might as well just go ahead and get an abortion.
Okay, so why is it morally wrong for after 24 weeks for them to drink and smoke?
The reason why is because now you are actually damaging another sentient being.
So then you place value on it after 24 weeks. Are you against abortion after 24 weeks then?
After 24 weeks, I'd say we should have abortions that keep the fetus alive, unless of course the mother's life is in danger, like it's an ectopic pregnancy or something like
Yeah,
that.
so there are no abortions that keep the fetus alive. That doesn't exist.
Yeah, they are. They are historic. Oh, I butchered that word. Sorry. They are abortions that actually can keep the fetus alive.
Abortion is the termination of the fetus.
No, it's a termination of a pregnancy.
And in order to do that, you have to terminate the fetus.
No, you don't.
How so? Do you know abortion is the dismembering of the fetus or
You
the
don't have to
baby?
dismember it. You don't have to
So
dismember it.
how would that work? How would
You can
that work?
induce. You can induce you can induce the birth basically.
Uh, Explain to me specifically how that would work.
You know how we induce birth, like now if they're like past 9 months and we have to basically induce their delivery. Basically, you can do the same thing when they're like before 24 weeks. Or you can also just take out the uterus. You
Right.
don't
So
have to
are you
actually
referring to
eliminate the
like
fetus.
C-section? Because that's a different type of birth procedure.
Yeah, you can do a C-section. You can do a C-section, and there's actually technology to go ahead and put the fetus into like an incubator or something like that and let it grow in there, or you just take out the entire uterus, but you don't have to go ahead and eliminate the fetus in order to have an abortion. There are abortions that keep the fetus alive.
Right. So having a C-section and abortion are two different things.
Right,
Again,
but
so
abortion is simply a termination of a pregnancy. You can go ahead and still terminate the pregnancy, however you like. Just you don't have to kill the fetus though.
in order to have a proper abortion, it does kill the fetus.
No, you don't, because abortion is simply termination of a pregnancy. You can do that without killing a fetus.
And would that occur after 24 weeks?
Yeah, after 24 weeks, I think we should prioritize an abortion that keeps the fetus alive. But yeah, prioritize abortions that keep the fetus alive unless the mother's life is in danger. Then she can get to choose. She can say, save the baby or save myself, whichever one.
Right. So you still think it's morally wrong for a mother to smoke and drink when she's pregnant, though, right?
Right, after 24 weeks. Before that, I don't really care.
Why
Give
is
me
it
one
the
second. Hey,
24
Christian
weeks?
Boston. Hey, Christian Boston. Give me a few minutes with the first guest. I give everybody about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'll move on. So give me a few minutes with the first guest, and I'll get to you, Christian. Yeah, the reason why is because at that time, that's when like the brain and like sentience starts to form. And before that, there's literally nothing there. It's just a body. It has a heartbeat and everything like that, but there's literally nothing there. There's no experience. So once it does have an individual sentient experience, that's what I actually care about.
So what's the difference between 9 months and when the baby is 1 year old? What's the difference of that? What makes it
When they're
morally
nine,
what makes it
when they're
morally
9 months,
wrong to abort the baby at 1 compared to 9 months?
You can't abort a baby at 1. They're born already. What do you mean?
Why is it morally right for you to abort a baby at 9 months?
Why is it morally right?
Yeah.
It's not moral or immoral. It's amoral.
So why would that be acceptable then?
Because the mother or the woman has the right to do what she wants with her own body.
Right. So it's another body inside of a body that she assumed the risk of the action that she took. And so when you assume
Correct.
those risks, you have to pay the consequences for that.
Yeah, sure.
So if you have
But
to
that
pay
doesn't
the
mean that you're forced to.
consequences for that, you have to proceed with the pregnancy and the childbirth.
No, you don't.
So you're going to punish another life because you don't want to take consequences for your actions.
What punishment?
Death, getting aborted, getting dismembered.
As I said, after 24 weeks, you can have an abortion that doesn't kill the fetus. You're talking about before that? Before that, there's no sentience, so I don't care, and I
Okay,
don't think you would care either.
let me rephrase my questioning then. Is it acceptable for you to have an abortion that kills the fetus after 24 weeks?
No, unless the mother's life is in danger.
Okay, so we found some common ground. There we go. And then as far as reparations, why are you in agreement with that?
Because every time the government has damaged a community, they've repaired that community, and this has been, and not only that, we have legal precedent for it. That's number one. Number one, we have legal precedent. Number two, every time the government has damaged a community, they've repaired that community. They just haven't done it for Black people or Native Americans yet. And number three is just the right thing to do. Oh, and number four, it would actually be better for America because the United States spends, like, I'm not sure how much of the percentage, but we spend a huge amount of our debt, like, basically on poverty, servicing poverty. If you lift people out of poverty, you won't need to worry about that debt anymore. And the people group who are at more disproportionately in poverty, besides Native Americans, are Black people.
Okay, hold on one second. Okay, so the whole reason why that seems unfair to white folks, I would say, is because this day and age, no one owned any slaves, and you were never a slave. And so why would I have to pay the penalty for something I never did?
You're not paying.
Well, my tax dollars are paying, which I do pay.
Do I pay taxes?
No, it's I pay taxes because it would be me
Right.
as a white.
I'm asking you, do I pay taxes?
I don't know. Do you?
Well, I work, so of course I pay taxes, and Black people work, so they pay taxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's a wash. Are you gonna say we're all paying?
Right. So you're getting a portion of that back when I'm receiving nothing.
Yeah. So
So I'm paying a consequence for something I had no involvement in, something I see as morally wrong. So why should I pay the penalty for that?
you're not paying the penalty. The government is paying.
And who pays the government?
We all pay the government.
So I pay the government, which the government takes my money and gives it to people as a reward, I guess, for
Reward for
being
what?
black. For being black, I guess. I don't know.
What does reparations mean?
I don't have the exact definition.
Reparations mean to repair. That's the basic definition, to repair. What is the reward we're getting for being? What is the reward that African Americans will get to if they're being repaired for something? That doesn't make any sense to me.
So why would the African American community need to be repaired?
As I said
There's
before, the government damaged African Americans not only through slavery, but through black codes, but through systemic and economic discrimination, through social, political discrimination, things like redlining, things like the war on drugs, which Nixon aides admitted was to attack black people and hippies, things like black codes where black people could not actually or black African Americans could not actually form any type of business that was more successful than white Americans, otherwise it would be destroyed. Black, especially African American men, they could not stand on the sidewalk as with white men, otherwise they'll go to jail. Our entire prison system is built off of slavery, which disproportionately affects black men. Those things.
right. So Japanese Americans were put in internment camps, and they were never repaid for that.
Yes, they were.
How so?
Look, go ahead and Google right now, 1980
No, just tell
Japanese
me.
reparation. They got
Tell
reparations.
me.
They got reparations.
I don't think they did.
Yes, they did. Look it up. Japanese reparations,
What was the
1980.
reparation?
They got money, literal money. They got cash dollars, money.
Is that right?
And as yes, that is right. Look it up right now. This is one of the reasons why I think we need to reform our entire education system, and people who are against like critical race theory were actually shooting themselves in the foot, because critical race theory would have taught you that. Japanese got reparations, bro. So
What
that's
is
why I
it that-
said we have legal precedent for it, because it's already happened.
So what is it exactly that I can do that you can't? That you would need repaired for? Help me understand, because I
That's not
don't.
what, but that's not what reparations are about.
Well, it's about repairing.
It's
Something.
it's about repairing. That doesn't mean that
Repairing
I can.
what?
I already told you. Did the government damage black people? Yes or no?
Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, yes.
Hundreds of years ago. When did redlining end?
I don't have the exact year. I don't know.
It didn't. Legally, redlining ended legally. Like, you couldn't legally redline someone by 1971. That's when all the laws were put into place to not legally redline someone, meaning like an apartment building could not put in their bylaws that I can't live here unless you're white. If I'm a black person, I cannot live in this apartment building. Like, those laws were put in every single state across America on the books up until 1971. Were you born in the 70s or were you born in the 80s?
Right. So, what I would say to that,
You teacup, my friend. All right, y'all, keep liking the live and keep sharing it. Currently, every day is teacupped, so I guess he got a call. Oh, and this is getting bad. All right, y'all, keep liking the live, keep sharing it. Oh, and teacup and every day dropped out. Every day dropped out. That sucks. Looks like every day dropped out. I'm not sure what happened there.